Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bearded Respect, number 123.
Hey, everybody, good evening.
Just a family night tonight. There will be no Mike. He said he might drop by in the chat. He is traveling out to Virginia. Jason, you want to start welcoming some of these fine people to the show?
I can and I will congratulate Becky, Mrs. Bruce City, for being first tonight.
Woohoo!
Hello, Becky. Hello, Becky.
And we got Phil. Phil, we'll have to get through these comments, but see how you made out on your competition.
Yeah.
Self-care hangout. How you doing?
How you doing?
Michael. Hey, Michael. Good evening.
Hey, brother.
John
No
Fox. Hey,
way.
John.
Hey, John.
Oh, hold on. Frickin' frack, that looks like. I can't tell. My eyes are going bad.
Excellent.
Whiskers and whiskey. How you doing?
How you doing? Welcome back.
Hey, Will. Bayou Beard Life. I don't know. Are we on multiple platforms tonight?
No, I think we're just on this one at Twitch.
Okay. Hey, JP.
How you doing?
Hey, Chief. Good to see you.
Chief, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Dynamite.
Backgrounds just do not want to work tonight. Try that one.
Hey, Gary. Good to see you.
Hey, Gary. Hey, Chris, if you didn't catch it, Burr is traveling to Virginia for a friend's wedding, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't even think about that, Bayou. Well, he wasn't sure. He thought he might be able to, but
Yeah,
wasn't 100% sure.
he was hoping because he's also going to probably miss next week's show.
Yeah. They
Because
told Boots Willie.
he's going on vacation over the UK. But we have a pretty good guest next week, so it should be a real good show. We have Bearded Death coming on.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Hey, Pork Chop.
How you doing?
Hello.
Okay. There were 6 other very awesome beers in my category, 12 plus, and only one in my former category, 6 to 12. Oh. Yeah, that's the roll of dice sometimes. You don't know how many's going to be in which category.
Yeah, I've been there. My beard club's holding one, and I just fell into the 6 to 12, so I'm sure I'm not going to do well in that one. It's kind of hard to compete with beards that are nearly 12 inches long.
Yeah. 1 second here. One second, bear with me. I think frickin' frack is Robert and Terry.
I believe so.
Hello, murderer.
And there's Amber. Hey, Amber.
Amber.
That's all right. You're allowed to be clean.
Well, I think she had some kind of operation.
Oh,
Not sure exactly what it was, but
hey, Brad.
hey, Brad, how you doing? Yeah, it's just Brad. It's just the two of us tonight, unless someone wants to join us. We can send out a link if anyone's interested.
Hey, Jeffrey.
Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for joining us.
Hello, neighbor.
And yes, it's us. I thought so. Okay, and I'm caught up so far. So
That's great.
I don't know if you guys, I'll bring this up real quick. Don't know if you guys seen, and yes, there's Clemmy. Clemmy is here tonight. I don't know if she'll lay down and give us some snoring tonight or not, but anyway, you guys hadn't happened to see on my IG last night, my youngest daughter, my last one, number 5, graduated last night. So it was a struggle with her. It was a struggle. She did not want to do, she didn't like school, and it was a struggle, but she did it. So we're all, well, I'm pretty proud of her. I mean, I think she just squeaked by, but she got the papers.
It happens. Seems like nowadays they just try and force them through.
Yeah, well, no kid left behind.
Yeah.
But the funny thing too is, I'm looking at the program and looking at some of these names, and I'm trying to think of who these kids are and this and that, and I'm thinking, I know a lot of these kids, but that was like back in 5th grade, elementary school, when Jordan played basketball with all these girls. And I'm thinking, they've made it through junior high and high school, because once Jordan was done with that, she didn't really participate in much at the school. So we had no reason to go. She wasn't in chorus or band, no concerts or nothing like that. So it's like, I haven't seen these kids through junior and now senior high. And it's funny how they've grown and changed, and especially got taller, because 5th grade, all them girls are small, but yeah, very, very, very odd, surreal.
Oh,
Yeah, she finally did it. So talking to her a little bit today to see what she had plans, and she's not 100% sure. She's got some ideas, but she goes, I think I'm just gonna keep working and for now and try to make up her mind. So one thing she told me, which surprised the crap out of me, was she mentioned the Navy, and I says, I'd have never brought up the military, because I wouldn't have even thought that was a possibility. She goes, well, could be. So, but So that's the big news in my life for tonight.
Well, congratulations to her. It's a big step, and then it's always a bigger step trying to figure out what you're doing next.
Yep. Yep. I'll get back on my comments now.
Yeah, everybody, don't forget to throw that thumbs up and maybe put a share out there. Get a few more people in here. Um, it's not one of our big promoted shows because we don't have a company on, but it's great to have people here regardless.
Yeah. I was gonna ask her if she wanted to come on for a little bit tonight, but she has another friend at another school. Their graduation's tonight, so she went to that one.
Cool.
Hey, Justin.
Justin.
And John. Hey, John.
Hey, John. So,
well, go ahead.
so what's everyone got in beard tonight? We'll start off there.
I have in Maui Wowie from the Wizard, not the Fable Wizard,
Hemp Wizard.
Hemp Wizard.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think he changed it up since I got it.
Oh yeah.
I've got an old one by Weatherbeard, Leathered Woods.
Hmm.
You can't even get it anymore.
Tara's got Cherry Crush.
That sounds like a good one.
Yeah, Phil has some Fetty Says. I wore that the other day. And for you guys, then my daughter Jordan, the one that graduated, she's been working part time with me up at the shop. Not necessarily with me, but she was working with me the other day. We were rolling some pieces, that they were almost 10 foot long, so I needed a helper to roll them. Anyway, she was close to me, and she goes, "What do you got in your beard today?" She goes, "I like it. That smells good." And it was Oscar night from Fetty Says. Self Care has the Arc.
That's a favorite of mine.
Justin has Lemoncello from Tailored.
Sounds good.
And we got Sail Away Oil and Butter going in later from EDC for JP.
That's a good one. Becky's got the body butter of that scent.
True North 1874. That's a good one. Citrus Rush from Jay's. Speaking of Jay's, you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen he got a new job. So
Yeah.
things are going to be changing for him a little bit.
Truck driving. I know he's got a big push this month of scents, though.
Yeah. Got Whiskey Glaze from Royal Beardsman. Amber don't have a beard. Well, that's all right. But she's got Deer Hunter on the face and Cherry Crush everywhere else.
They still smell good.
Yep. Tollbooth Willie got some EDC. Friggin' awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Got got Artiest Man, Orange Grove. Yeah. We got Fable's New Scent, the role model, oil and butter.
I never said we didn't have giveaways tonight.
We got Pound Town, more Deer Hunter. Yeah, it does sound awesome. Cherry Crush.
Yeah, that one does sound like a good one.
Yeah, Amber. Amber loves it and says it's fire. Got some Saddle Creek. Some Purple Haze from Angry Redhead.
Ooh.
And Chris got the Ultraline number 3 oil. Oh. Beard Life says he can do a giveaway.
Never used electric shaver.
Chief's got EDC's Bazooka Joe.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if I'd want my beard smelling like bubblegum. Although, this is Bruce City's a Bazooka Joe fan, so well, maybe she'd like that.
A finest mixed breed. Good to see you.
Doing?
Self care. He's waiting on the Deer Hunter cologne.
Well, I'm sure that won't smell like anything.
Mixed breeds got in Stranger Beards. That's one of Scott's favorites.
Yep. I've bought it twice. Thought about the third time. Ultraline, I keep hearing about it.
Yep. Dynamite's lady loves the Kung Fu Chew.
Yeah. So our company is coming up for the month of June. We've got Bearded Death coming on next week. He's all excited about that. He's the guy who got us Daniel for last week because he had to reschedule, which was kind of funny because he's like, "Oh, I got a guest for you." I'm like, ooh. And it ended up being Daniel. Then after that, we have Sockeye Beard Company. And after that, we have Freeborn Beard Company. So it should be a interesting month of June on the Bearded Respect. Oh, great, Kevin.
Yeah.
What'd you order, by the way?
I think he ordered the foundation, if I remember from last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for his June stuff. That should be some good stuff.
Yeah.
Phil, we have invited Matt Hill several different times. He said he would. First, he said he didn't want to come on. Then he said he wanted to come on. Then he put it off. So I don't know. I'm sure we will ask again. But that's totally up to him.
I can remember some things, but not a lot. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but sometimes it's funny that way. Yeah, foundation, but then he won a cologne and oil. Couple more weeks, Will.
Yeah. Yeah, seems like a great guy. Pretty excited. Well, make sure he's helping take care of you.
Yeah, I hear you, Jeffrey. It ain't always easy to buy everything all the time.
Yeah. True North is worth the try, though. Make sure you get some of that butter. That butter is amazing. And I'm excited to see what this ultra line is.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've been there. Not that long ago. Till he drowns. Sounds like you guys are having too much fun. Oh, Big Stu,
Hey.
welcome.
Yeah, hey, Big Stu.
Welcome. You're not missing much. We have a week without Mike, so we decided to do a family night this week. Um, it sound it sounds like he's going to be flying or over in the UK for next week's show, so we don't know how that one's going to go either. But he said he was going to stop by in the chat tonight, so I'm sure he'll be here before too long. He's currently this week flying to Virginia, I believe, for a friend's wedding.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering right. It's never too late.
Yeah. Hey, Bayard.
How you doing? It looked like he popped out a couple more Star Wars cents since I talked about them last time on here. They look pretty interesting. Hey Kyle, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. And everybody, if you want to check out, we still have the merch shop going. I haven't designed anything new this week, but we got these great hats, pretty comfortable. Mrs. Brew City got a nice sweatshirt that she's loving. A lot of interesting stuff, and it helps the channel. It gives us more funds to do giveaways and stuff, which we hopefully we can do more of that in the future. Also helps us pay for the software that we pay to bring this great show to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice, Kyle.
Congratulations, you passed us up.
Not that I can. I was going to say beard octane, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Majority of it, other than Artius Man's regular stuff, is thick, but I think mostly everybody's is medium for the most part.
Yeah. I was thinking there was somebody else. I'd maybe look at some of the southern companies. They tend to have a lighter carrier. Um, Big Stu, no, we are using Restream. It gives us options that StreamYard does not. We started on StreamYard though, and we have tried quite a few. And I just heard about a new one today. Cool.
Yeah.
Bet you that hat will look awesome on you. I know they're very comfortable hats.
Hmm.
I haven't heard a complaint about anyone who's got one yet.
Dr. Nix's light.
Yeah, that's a light one, and it's pretty much all essential oils. Because he breaks out to a lot of stuff, so you
Hey, I
know
like.
that's been tested. Yes. Oh, yeah, and before I forget, um, starting tomorrow, the merch shop will be 20% off.
Thanks, Kevin. We appreciate that.
It's,
And and Scott, can you or hmm,
but
how are they going to make any money with it then?
yeah, The Brio works pretty good for you, though.
Yeah, I mean it's going to leave some stubble, but it looks good. You know, it looks good and it's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Big Stu Bear area is good. We've had them on the show. Thought
Yeah.
about
Yeah, we
asking
had
them back on, having Matt back
yeah.
on. Iowa Beard, I have reached out to in the last 2 months several times, and I haven't gotten a reply. So
Hmm.
I know he's a big fan of Beards and Banjos, so
Yeah.
he may just want to stick with that, and that's fine. Just a reply would be nice. Yeah, the stuff I've got from Iowa's good. I wasn't happy with some of my scents, but one of my scents, but it's a good oil.
Yeah, there's a couple of Iowas that I've been wanting to try, and it's at the winter time since the Mr. Freeze and Mr. Heat, because I used to love that cartoon when I was a kid. The Heat Miser, Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah,
I love that cartoon. So I really want to try them sometime.
I hear you, Kyle, and JP. But if I didn't reach back out to some of these companies, we probably never have guessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, beard octane. That is a pretty thin oil. Um, I mean, I would imagine it would be good in the summer down south. Um, but I like a thicker oil. I thought it was I thought it was funny. Um, I've I used to buy beard octane a few times here or there, um, but I stopped. And this week I got a postcard in the mail from them offering me 25% off.
Yeah, for Father's Day, I got that postcard too. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that's the only place we've seen him. That's why we mentioned Brian.
Yeah,
He was
I've
there.
actually seen him on a stream. A lot of times Brian's just talking about his stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know he does a lot of events.
Who won't you buy from, Becky? Octane.
Beard Octane.
Hmm.
I have invited him on the show a few times. The last time he never got back to me. And they always seem to do their streams during our streams.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, Michael.
Yeah, if I'm using an oil with a brush, I'd want a thicker oil. But that would not be one of the thickest oils. That's probably one of the thinnest oils I've used.
Is that a new company?
I don't think they're new. I've heard of.
Hmm.
I've been
Hmm.
hearing about them here and there.
Oh, you're asking a terrible, terrible question. I'll put it this way. I mean, there's quite a few out there now that I really enjoy. True North, Grindstone, five boroughs. Uh, one I just used last night. A lot of times I use for a special occasion. It's one that Michael got me. And we had him on the show. He got us.
Oh,
Uh,
that
dang it. Oh, Karam Nadartha.
yeah, that's it.
They're just his balm. It's just it's what I wore when I won Silver Fox competition. But my first real foray my first foray was Beard Octane. I won a gift card on Dan C show, but Copper Johns. Copper Johns is next. It's I just love Tyson and I love his products. I
Yeah.
mean,
Copper Johns would probably be one of them. Weatherbeard.
yeah, Corey.
I do love some Hemp Wizard if I just want an oil.
Yeah, his stuff feels great too.
Rhinestone.
Yeah,
A lot of times the ones I'm getting is ones that are coming on the show.
Yeah.
So I have something I can tell you guys about, see how it
Mhm.
feels. Beard. Hey Dagan, how's it going? Um, Will was
Hi,
actually
Dagan.
talking about some new streaming software you're using. He didn't know the name. I was just curious. Yeah, that peppermint hair serum. That is, I've used that a couple of nights before bed, and really enjoying that.
Uh, yeah, I'm the same way, Gary. With the gray, I like the little. I mean, medium viscosity works fine, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I,
have to
I
use more oil than probably most of the guys in here. Um, and
Hmm.
EV Mux. That's the one that's. They claim they're better than StreamYard.
Hmm.
And
No,
supposedly you
I
can get.
haven't.
Go ahead.
I've heard of people doing that. You know, just mixing 2 cents together, and I know Bloombeards. He does that a lot himself. You know, when he with people's oils and stuff, he'll do that. But
Yeah.
I've never I've never tried it.
Beard manners. I want to say yes, but can't remember for sure.
Hmm. I don't. I wouldn't worry about that because as far as trying to do something deceptive, because there. I mean, a lot of. I know, like, well, Bearded Mac. Tyson enjoys Bearded Mac. You know, he buys from Chris, and he'll use Bearded Mac. But there's a lot of company owners. Sean from 8-Bit, he'll buy other companies. You know, just to the guys are supporting each other. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that, Bayard. You just reach out and talk to them, and whatnot.
Yeah,
I don't.
a lot of them will talk to whoever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll point you in the right direction as well. If you have any questions, um, they're the owners are a pretty great group of guys. Um, Company owners, not really. Some that don't want to come on the show, or um, some guys just don't want to be on a live stream. It's just not their thing. They just want to create. Um,
Uh, Chief, I'm at the point, like, if it's a dropper, I use a whole dropper and about another half is what's been my application usage, I should say. I mean, when I first got into it, we're talking even short beard, and you read the bottles, and most of them say, put about 5 drops on your palm, rub it together, and rub it in your beard. Well, that's fine when you got stubble, but when you start getting, I think Dan C. even I caught him one day. I think he mentioned he uses about two dropper fulls. You know,
yeah,
I mean, the funny thing is oil is for the skin under the beard, but you're going to apply it there first, then you're going to rub the rest in the beard. So
hmm
it takes more than 5 drops.
I think it depends on the company too. Some, if it's
Yeah.
thicker, I don't seem to need
Yeah.
as much. But I use probably at least 15 drops.
Mm. All right. Well, have a good night, Whiskers and Whiskey.
It's fine. See you back here next week, hopefully.
Yep.
Daily, usually 2 grams.
All right, Kyle. We'll see you later.
Yeah. Get back to work, I guess.
Nah, he's traveling.
Yeah, he's
got a
flying
wedding to go
to
to.
Virginia. He said he was going to stop in the chat, but I haven't seen him yet.
No.
And that's probably from issues with flying, I'm guessing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew Hemp Wizard does collaborations with Florida Police. They did the what's that one they had? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Are you talking about that English company? The guy, he's pretty stocky. He's got a nice big beard manners. Yeah, I haven't tried him just because he's overseas. I don't know what it would cost to get, but yeah, he seems like a cool guy.
Beard.
I actually think it's manners, like ERS.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It might even be Switzerland.
Yeah, that's a good point, Kevin. Yeah, I just open one up and fill my palm up and go to town. Is this the one you were addressing, Scott?
Yeah,
Or was that?
and then he was saying owners.
Yeah.
But no, I never had
No.
really issues with content creators.
No.
We know a lot of them, so
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of times they'll pop into. Once in a while, you'll see DNC in here.
yeah.
Ken and Mel, they'll pop in. J. Cruz once in a while, but some guys, they're all busy. Like Scott said, they're busy making content, so they can't. So.
Oh, is it Beard Manners is from Scotland? Yeah,
Is it?
it looked like a Switzerland flag on his website. That's why I thought Switzerland. Hard enough to pick 1 cent for. Brad, we have not had a luxurious bastard on. I invited him, and like the next week or two, he was on Cruz's show. So he wanted to wait. We'll probably ask him again in the fall or something. Define. We will ask you back on. No problem. I was actually thinking about that the other day. Because you got that brought back that collab I like.
Oh yeah, him and Chris from Bearded Mac.
And Daniel last week was telling us to get you on. Forgot what question he wanted us to ask.
Oh yeah, it was about him paying the guy to come and scoop his dog poop.
Oh yeah. $40 for 2 oils with shipping from overseas. That's pretty good.
Am I that far behind in the chat? I must be.
I don't know. Yeah, you must be. It's just rolling along.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Stew, I've got lemon delight. And what did I do? I think I spilled the whole bottle. No, it got dumped in my work bag. That's what happened.
Oh yeah, I'm way behind.
but I still got the butter that I still use.
I think that might have been because we were talking about the pew pews.
That's fine. We don't care. YouTube never set up anything about it, so I'm not worried about it. Set to self-destruct. Oh,
Is that the name of the company?
I'm hoping that's what he's talking about. Yeah, I even thought about these UK companies. I'm like, I don't think I can even invite them on the show because it'd be like 3 in the morning their time.
Yeah, yeah. We had Steve. Is it Steve Fleming or? I
Steven?
mean, it is Steven because
Yeah.
his handle is just STE Fleming.
Yeah, that's Steven.
Yeah, we had him on. He's from Ireland, and yeah, it was like 2 in the morning or something for him.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 by the time we were done.
There he is.
Oh,
We can't
this
help it.
guy.
You ditched us. Yeah, we can't help it. You ditched us. The show must go on.
Yeah, we're going on without you, bud. It's not our fault you're flying across the country. See what you started now?
Yeah.
Doo-doo diggers. That's funny.
So are you in the airport right now, waiting to get the flight, or?
No, Brewer, we haven't replaced you, but we did ask if anyone wanted to join us. I don't think we had any takers.
Yeah. Oh, which comment was that?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Oh, Top Hat would have come on.
Oh,
Bye, you sent me a text.
I see that now.
I gotta see what Clementine's doing. Oh. Door's open. She must have went down. Oh, it involved him in Carrie's yard. I still can't believe, like, when we had Carrie on, I didn't know he was a rock legend.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
All right, Top Hat. We'll see you later. Have a good night. You looking for something, Scott?
Oh, I'm trying to send him this link.
Oh.
The link looks like it's missing.
Yeah, we had Tanya on. That was a good show. Yeah. And she's a rock legend as well.
Yeah.
And after the show, I forget what format was on. Yeah, she was a bass player for Kitty. Yeah, and then there's a couple documentaries. I think, was it on Pluto, Scott? Is that what it was on?
It might have been on. Yeah. I know you
Yeah.
can find the stuff on YouTube too.
Yeah, there's a couple documentaries, and her husband is actually I don't know what you'd call him, the documentarist or whatever.
Yeah.
He's the guy that did the filming. He's the one that, I don't know if he was the producer, director, or what, but
Stories are supposed to stay behind the curtain.
what happens in a green room stays in a green room.
Yes, it was like a Karen voice thing that I don't know even why I had it on. And I'm talking to him and I don't have the voice changer app anymore, honey. I upgraded the soundboard to a good soundboard, so I can't do that anymore. But it was a Karen voice. I'm talking to him before the show and I don't even know it's on. Oh. Yeah, Chief, if you want to check out the show with Rockaholic, it's episode number 69. And no, that was not planned.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, honey, I do not pay for that soundboard anymore, so I can't use it. That was a voice mod. Documentarist. Oh, a new word.
It sounds legit.
Will, I did send you a link in IG. Because I can't copy it to my phone. Unless you have an Apple.
Come here. Hey, you want to be on camera? You just want your butt scratched. Okay.
Oh, I hear somebody knocking at the door.
Yep.
Oh!
There it is.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? And comment ça va, mes amis?
Will.
Yeah, I was having a little bit of trouble, but then I remembered that links posted through Instagram don't go very well. You got to copy and paste them into your browser. I don't know why, but it just hung up on allow camera to be used. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No pop-up would come up.
Uh-oh.
Look at that going on.
Somebody's serious.
Somebody outside the door.
Gus is downstairs and he barks, so that makes her go. I'll be right back. I'm going to take care of this.
Hey, Jeffrey.
I don't know if I want to know about the butt scratching.
If you have to ask, you probably don't want to know.
Probably not.
Uh-oh. What'd we do to Jason?
Oh, he's going to take care of the dogs.
Oh, okay. Hey,
I thought that was... No, we just have a cat who thinks he's a dog.
well, we've got 2 cats, and then my wife loves wolves. And a neighbor from the apartment building right across from us, he's got a miniature husky. And she set off my front door camera, the other day, and I was like, ran to the door because I could see she wasn't on a leash, and called my wife like, "You got to come see it." And then the guy come over and he's all apologizing, and my wife's, "No, we love dogs." And the dog came into the house not once but twice and didn't want to leave. He just ran into the apartment, was like, "Oh yeah, I'm having fun." But she's a beautiful, beautiful little mini husky, and I don't mean mini like in Chihuahua, but she wasn't no 70-pound dog.
Yeah, I think they're about half the size of a normal husky, huskies are pretty big dogs.
Yeah, well, the thing about that though is she could probably still be half the size, and it's probably going to still be the same amount of fur when they go to molting.
Yep.
And no, that's thankfully we don't have any carpet here, but still, it's enough with the cat fur. I got to run the little robot vacuum cleaner every day, and it still picks up a boatload of cat hair.
You said at this point he's just typing random things, see if they pop up on screen.
Dogs are the best form of security, and proof positive that dogs are man's best friend. You take your dog, and then you take your significant other, stick both of them in the trunk, and come back an hour later, open up the trunk, and see which one's happy to see you. Okay, delayed effect there.
You might end up behind bars for that one.
No, you end up 6 feet under.
Well, yeah, that too.
But it's true, man. The dog is excited as I'll get out to see you. Don't ask me how I know. I hear my wife saying something from the living room, but I don't know what she said, and I probably don't want to know.
Yeah, Becky tells you guys our cat's a Siberian. He loves to get groomed. He gets a lion cut, so he actually looks like a lion.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't think our cats have long enough fur. Well, thank God they don't have long enough fur to do that.
Yeah, the Siberians have a triple coat, so they've got tons of fur.
We've got already got enough here. Thank you very much. Yeah.
They're designed for the winters.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you saw this, Scott, but earlier Dagan posted in the chat the name of that service.
Yeah, I did see it. I forgot it again already.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to find it.
Yeah,
he and I did a little test run with it, and it was kind of funny because we were just testing it to see, and we had 7 people join the live stream.
Oh, yeah. I've done that one before. I'm like, no, I'm just testing.
After my show, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. He discovered it and then wanted to try it out. So I was on the phone with him. I was like, well, dude, let's run a test right now. So we did, and it seems to work pretty well. And he told me that it's less complicated than OBS.
Yeah. If you think OBS is complicated, don't try Ecamm.
No.
That that was a nightmare.
Well, I
Yeah.
can't use. I can use Restream and
Yeah.
StreamYard. That can. Okay, Meld Studio. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. That's it.
Have to write that down. Yeah, I can use those, but as far as for OBS and I'm guessing Ecamm as well, I can't because I'm running this through my Chromebook. And technically, a Chromebook is really just a glorified tablet. It's not an actual laptop, although it lets you do a lot of things that a laptop can do.
Yeah.
But as far as for those type of programs, you have to download something, and you can't download it on a. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not that you can't download it on a Chromebook. They don't have it available for you to download it on a Chromebook.
Yeah.
Now, if you do some tweaking and modding or whatever, and you install an emulator on your Chromebook, because the Chromebooks are based on Linux, you can install an emulator if you know how. I don't, obviously, and it'll run it. But
Yeah.
that's getting a little, no, that's getting a lot bit above my pay grade.
Well, your Chromebook would also probably have issues running the emulator. You normally need a bit more computing power for that.
Yeah, I would think so. I personally, I haven't tried it, so I don't know. And yeah, I got plenty of storage because I've got a 1 or 2 terabyte external hard drive, but you need a lot of RAM for stuff like that.
Yeah. Those systems are great for if you want an internet only
Yeah,
surfing kind of deal.
yeah. Well, it's working pretty well because that's what I'm using right now to be on here.
Yeah.
My normal webcam is actually my son's webcam, so he needed it back, but I ordered one myself, and it's supposed to be in on Saturday, and then I'll hook it back up to this, and then I've got my little sound card here that I just did a review video on it recently. I haven't dropped it on YouTube yet, but I dropped it on my other social
Yeah,
media sites.
I saw that.
Oh man, once you figure out how to connect it, it's a great little soundboard.
Yeah.
But just let everybody know it's a soundboard. It's not a mixer. There's no crossfader. And if you don't know what a crossfader is, you don't need one of these. Well, you can use one of these, but you don't need a mixer. Well, thank you, Big Stu. That's the cam that's on my Chromebook. I didn't know how it would do because I haven't used it much. Typically, I was using the webcam or I was using my iPhone, which has a great camera on it. I just can't connect it to anything to use the camera on it.
Yes, Jason is a welder. He's also in Pennsylvania. I'm in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I am an estimator for a machine shop. We do a lot of building structures for Facebook and Apple and now Microsoft. And as Brewer's saying here, he's a nurse practitioner.
in the mental health field.
Yeah. Yeah, in the mental health field. Talks to a lot of people.
Maybe he can prescribe me my Thorazine and my lithium. Just kidding, folks. I'm only on Zoloft and Wellbutrin.
Yeah, I'm on Wellbutrin.
I don't suffer from mental illness. I enjoy every minute of it. Yeah, Jason's a welder, man. There's so many things that I could have asked favors about if he weren't 800 miles away. Yeah, just weld it together for me and ship it, man. It'll be cheap.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can change the background. This is not our normal background. Our other background wasn't working.
well, this background, when it was in motion, was seriously messing with me because I have the stream on my Chromebook, and then I've also got it on my iPhone next to me. so I could see the comments and stuff. And it would catch me out of the corner of my eye. I'd see something moving, and I was like, "Looks like something's trying to attack Jason." It looked like you had something that was about to move in on you, and yeah, the background was messing with me too.
Yeah, well, we found out we can get along well because we drove all the way across the state of Wyoming and back.
PMHNP. Okay, Mike, that's too many letters. You're confusing me. I know what a run is. I don't know what a pahunapa is.
He says
Yes.
he will prescribe coffee to everyone.
Yep, I would hope so. Just, man, you folks get fancy with your coffee. And obviously there's way too many coffee companies out there. I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me, and I drink store-bought coffee. I'm sorry, but I like the donut shop blend.
Yeah, we do buy a bunch of store-bought, but we do have our certain blends that are made locally that we like.
Well, there is a company here in town. I met one of the owners. Real nice kid. Former military, former state trooper, and great guy. I never think about ordering from them because I'm used to just grabbing something at the grocery store. But they make some pretty good coffee. And then the former pastor of a church I used to belong to, I guess about 10, 15 years ago, he's doing something, blending coffee beans or something or other like that. I just know he's in the coffee industry, and he's like, I don't know, probably about 20, 30 minutes down the road from me. Mark Johnson is a naked CLS. Okay, what is that?
You might not want to know.
It might get me blocked and banned. Oh. Can't leave Shreveport. That's what it is. Hey, I always can't leave Shreveport after my surgery for 2 days, and then they kicked me out. And next night I went to homecoming football game. I wasn't scared. Okay. Yeah, looks like they're
Clinical laboratory scientist.
Oh, is that what it stands for?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think we're okay.
Yeah, I'm a brain scientist, or am I a rocket surgeon? So, Jason, what was the problem with the puppies?
No, I think Gus got a bug up his ass because he's in his cage. Mom went to bed, so he barked. So that's all it takes for Clementine to bark. So I just put her in her room.
Oh, baby, he's in a cage. I hate to hear that.
Yeah, he's crate trained. He sleeps because I don't know. I don't feel he can be trusted to be on the loose at night yet.
Well, yeah, he's a pretty good sized puppy too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like 74 pounds. But yeah, he just I just don't trust him yet. Getting into stuff that he shouldn't be getting into, or peeing on the floor in the middle of the night or something. And that's what crate training's about. You know, you put them in a big enough cage where they can lay down and sleep, but not go off in the corner and pee. And he's been doing real good with that. I mean, we did when he was smaller. We had a pretty big cage because we had all three of them in there with the pee pads down. It was an elevated cage too. It had like a wire deck. Then we had the pans and we put the pee pads underneath, and then we had a dog bed there. They'd all sleep on the dog bed, but then they'd get up and go poop and pee in the grate. But sometimes they decide to go and poop on the bed or something. So that was always a fun morning. But
Well,
yeah,
I had a pit bull, and she was probably quite possibly the greatest dog that I've ever owned. But she used to come with me in the big truck when I drove, and I had this little bed for her that a friend of mine had given me, and I had it on the floor in a sleeper. And we took a trip to Oklahoma, and don't know why she chose that day, but that day she peed all over her bed. And this was like about to leave, coming back home, and I wouldn't let her get out of the sleeper. I made her sleep on that bed. Now, granted, my wife had to bathe her when we got home because I was still mad, but and I threw that bed away. But she never peed in the truck again.
mm-hmm. You must be Big Stu.
But yeah, at the height of our dogs, we had three big dogs. My pit was probably the medium-sized dog. We had a Chow mix and then a Catahoula mix that I rescued at only a couple of months old, if that old. And all the dogs were over 50 pounds, and they all slept in the bed. And two of them had to sleep under the covers. Wouldn't sleep on top, had to sleep under the covers. So that's why my wife and I have a king-size bed.
Yeah, I had a Chow mix that was kind of unique. Chow Lab Boxer. Great dog. Never had to worry about anyone ever breaking into our house because he would let you know in a second.
Well, that's how Isabel was. I don't know what all she was mixed with, but you could tell she had Chow mix in her.
Yeah.
And that was my security system.
Oh, yeah.
She heard anything and everything, and it's like she was always on duty.
Yeah.
Even when she'd go sleep under the bed, the slightest noise outside, phew, she'd be out letting us know all about it.
Ours would get out and chase the mailman. Any guy in uniform.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about dogs in uniforms.
Chased him for blocks before I caught her.
Oh, damn.
And he was bit before, so he was scared to begin with.
Yeah, I guess so. When you say uniform, reminds me, you remember I Dream of Jeannie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember her invisible dog, Jin Jin?
Men
Men could wear anything, but a man in uniform, Jin Jin would go after him.
Ken's bulldog lost her bed privileges.
Yeah.
Almost sounds like our cat.
I think Gus would sleep with me, but she just hates the dog hair. But I told her, you only have dogs in your life for a certain amount of time, and they're your best friends. You know,
Yeah.
they're your best friends for a short amount of time, but you're their best friend for their whole life. And you can wash your sheets at any time. So you need to let your dog sleep with you. But she was watching something on TV. This was a few months ago, and I didn't want to watch it, so I decided to go in the bedroom and watch TV. and I let him come in with me, and I put him up on my side of the bed. We actually have two beds because they're adjustable beds, so it's two beds. And I kept him on my side, but she was complaining about dog hair being on her side. So I ain't even allowed to let him in there watching TV with me.
Oh, damn.
Amber wants you to tell Kevin that again.
Dogs are your best friend for a short period of your life, but you're their best friend for their whole life. So let them sleep on the bed.
Exactly.
But your dogs are short hair. Those are the easy
I
ones.
know, but they shed, and it is short hair. But I tell you, this past weekend we decided, like, of course I clean his cage. It's like a piece of furniture. It's like wood with grating on it. It looks, and we actually have our TV setting on it, so it looks like a piece of furniture. And I clean it out. It's got a plastic tray. I'll clean his bed. It's one of them Kong mattress things, and I'll clean that, and I'll pull the tray out and wipe it down, and then there is dog hair, gathered underneath it stuff. So I clean it all out. Well, this past weekend, she decided she wanted to wash the curtains. It's been a while. So we pulled the curtains down, which are right behind his bed. So we pulled the curtains down, and then we pulled his bed away from the wall so she could. You should have seen the dog hair that was outside his cage again.
I can about
It was.
imagine.
It was. You could damn near make a whole new dog out of it. But,
Yeah.
You should donate it to. Well, no, the hair's not long enough. You can't donate it to Wigs for Kids.
yeah.
Okay, Big Stu. Well, get with Dagan. He knows how to run it. Yeah, I'm trying to find in my notes. I have it was from an email. It's a story about pets and why specifically about dogs and why they don't live as long as us. But I can't find it. Yeah, I don't know. I've got way too many notes on my phone, and I'm not exactly sure if any of them are of any use anymore.
That's the problem. They get rid of stuff.
Yeah, like I got a note in here that says Fonseca, Ben 27. Fonseca is a cigar brand, but I have no idea what Ben 27 is about. And BIN. Okay, maybe that's where it was in the store, but that note is from 2021. That cigar shop is probably not even in existence anymore.
Probably not. Jeffrey, I hear you. When the pets pass, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's like
Yeah. When my
losing a
first
child.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. My first bulldog, he was my buddy. He was very protective of the house. You couldn't come to the door and come in the house. He'd bite your foot. But he was my buddy. He did everything with me. The bad thing was, like, summertime, and he was black. He was brindle, but mostly black. So of course that sun and the heat for him, it was terrible. So I'd be doing stuff outside and I wouldn't let him out. But he was definitely my dog. And then we had to put him down 2 years ago now, and that was the hardest thing I ever did in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, well, my guard dog, the chow mix, Isabel, we had to put her down because she didn't want to leave us. She just got old all of a sudden. Seemed like it happened within a week's time, but my wife said it had been happening for a while, and she was pretty much paralyzed, and thought that she would go, and she wouldn't. Waited till the next day. Thought she was waiting for my daughter to come see her because she was kind of my daughter's dog, and still no. And then we took her in to put her down, and they shoot him up and everything, and the vet's standing there saying, "Okay, her heart stopped beating." And after the vet said that her heart stopped beating, she took 3 more breaths. And very loyal dog. She didn't want to leave us.
Yeah.
Well, and that's another thing I want to point out to anybody. As hard as it might be, if you have to put your dog down, as hard as it might be to be in there with them to do that, you need to be in there so you're the last thing they see before they go. They need to know you were there for them.
I agree with that completely and totally. Because it's true. All dogs go to heaven, so I figure the dogs are gonna be the first ones I see when I get there.
Yep.
Will and Brewer said Will has a note that says to get rid of old notes.
Actually, that's on my to-do list.
That's that one thing you never cross off.
Exactly. Oh man, I'm trying to scroll over. Okay. The oldest note I have on here is from 2014. I think it may be time to do a little purging. Oh, but there's some good stuff in here. But I'm not gonna. Unfortunately, I can't share the good stuff. That's it. Some of the good stuff, anyway.
Yeah, Amber, daughter number 4 was going to be a vet too. And she was going to school, and then some personal things happened. But then she did work as a vet tech at our vet. So when we had Gus and his brother litter of puppies, she got a discount, and it saved us a pile of money because bulldogs, you got to have C-section. And yeah,
I didn't know
but
that.
then things didn't work out there either, so she's not there no more. But yeah, she wanted to be a vet too. I mean, when I was a kid, I thought about it too, but I outgrew it. I don't know if I got the smarts for it.
Yeah, I was going to, but then I joined the Army and
Okay, Big Stu, you have the same one? Yeah, it's. I had to do a little research to figure out how to connect to my mic because this is a USB mic, and this little sound card, it has an XLR jack on it. So, no, I'm sorry, it's not XLR. It's a quarter-inch stereo plug, 3.5 millimeter. So I bought an adapter that went from USB to 3.5 millimeter, plugged it in, and nothing. So I wound up buying that adapter for nothing because I had to use one of the included cards that's 3.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter. Plugged it into the mic, and then the regular USB cord that you plug into the mic, you plug it into a power source, and then boom, you have your mic. But I had to watch a YouTube video or two and do a little Googling to find it out. But once I found that out, it's like, wow. And you can connect your phone, your tablet, your Chromebook, whatever, via Bluetooth to provide your background music if you want that. Or what's even better, I tried it the other night to do a live stream, and I found that the music sounded better going from the headphone jack of my Chromebook to the sound card coming in wired.
He's got to head back to work.
Yeah, I see that.
And
Thanks, Mark.
yeah, Kevin, I bet she really twisted your arm.
Okay, Big Stu. Big Stu, hit me up on Instagram, man. We may have tips for each other because sounds like you probably had this a little longer than I have, so you know a little more about it. Yeah. And we're gonna have to quit talking about the pets because this was kind of got a little dark.
Yeah.
Not dark, but just saddened. Okay. Yeah, I got a note on here from, that's probably when I was in the hospital because it says morphine 5:52. I don't know if it's AM or PM, but it's a time. That must have been right after my surgery because it says, oh no, that's when I was back in for the spinal meningitis because it's 10/28/15 is the date on it. Oh, and now somebody has decided to come meet me. It's Smokey, my cat. Yeah, he did this the other night. I'm just hoping he doesn't walk across my Chromebook because God only knows where I'll end up. Yeah.
That's something our cat never does is walk across the keyboard.
Oh. Move, Smokey. Move, Smokey. Thank you. He actually did not step on the keyboard. We have video proof now. He didn't step on the keyboard. But he's coming back for another round.
Stu says it's been about a week that I've been testing and I'm still winging it.
Okay, well then maybe we've had it about the same amount of time. Okay, baby, you need to get down. Well, he takes up the whole camera. Yeah, he's a little bit of a fat boy, but that's what makes him special because he's my fat boy. And little cats, my wife's cat is tiny. She looks like a kitten, and she's over a year old now. We think she's a runt or a miniature. There's actually no such official breed of cats that are small. You know, like you have miniature huskies and miniature this. There's according to what my wife looked up on the internet, there's no official miniature or dwarf. That's what it is. No dwarf breed of cat. But her cat is a dwarf. She's a little tiny thing, and Smokey's probably about 3 times her size. But if he goes eat out of her food bowl, she tears him.
Yeah, ours, I swear he should be like 100 pounds by as much as he eats. But he's got his rituals. He can only eat from his food bowl in the basement, but he's got to have someone take him down, walk him down the stairs, so he'll eat. He's always bugging me first thing in the morning. He'll be going crazy because I haven't walked him downstairs yet.
Sounds like he's got you well trained.
But then he spends all night sleeping with Becky.
Oh, he sleeps at night?
Well, until about 4 in the morning. When
Yeah,
he starts eating plastic all over the place. He has
You
a
know,
fascination with plastic.
our issue is when we turn off the lights and go to bed, our cats think it's playtime. Because Egypt, that's my wife's little cat's name, because she looks like an Egyptian cat. Yeah. Egypt gets the zoomies once all lights are turned off and everything's quiet. And, shoom, boom, boom, and she'll ping pong across our room because she'll run down the hall, come back. I've seen it. That's how I know where she goes. She comes, jumps on my wife's side of the bed, runs across the head of the bed, then comes back, runs across our legs, jumps down, and goes back. And, this goes on for, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes until my wife finally kind of knocks her off the bed and tells her to quit. OMG. Sister Siamese is like 25 to 30 plus pounds. That is huge. Yeah, my very first grand cat, they had to put him down a couple of weeks ago, but he was probably about that size. Sir Melton John was his name. He was a huge cat and just as sweet as can be. But, there's a reason he was so sweet to me. The very first time, well, maybe not the very first time, but one of the first times I got to meet him, the first thing I did when I got to their place was I asked him, "Where's his brush?" They gave me the brush and I started brushing him. After that, he knew who Pop Pop was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ours will eat the brush. He'll bite the brush. You try and brush him, he'll bite the brush.
Yeah, it's one of those puppy cats. Yep.
Yeah, he fetches.
Yeah, I've had one of those in my lifetime, a tuxedo. And tuxedo cats, they're not an official breed, but for the strangest reason that I can't figure out, they all seem to have the same temperaments and personalities. And our tuxedo, we named him Monkey because as a kitten, he would swing from the blinds like he was a little monkey. And he was a miracle cat. That was our cat Beatty's first litter. She only had one kitten. It was Monkey. When he was born, we found him like the next day. Still had the umbilical cord attached. That's how we knew he was a newborn, but he was the size of about a 4-week-old kitten. Monkey was huge, and he thought that he was raised by a pit bull, a chow mix, and oh hell, what was Maddie? A Catahoula mix, raised by the 3 big dogs. So he thought he was a puppy too. My wife would go get treats for the dogs, and she'd make them all sit down before giving them. Well, Monkey would come, he'd sit next to him, and he'd wait for his treat. And then she made the mistake of letting him have barbecue one day. And cats typically don't eat from your hands because of their vision. Well, not Monkey. And Carla made the mistake. She had a little bit of barbecue sauce on her fingertip. Monkey bit the hell out of her fingertip. He thought it was a piece of meat. Yeah, I've got pictures of him sleeping with Heidi, our pit bull. And in fact, my wife had posted one on Facebook. I don't know but somebody should tell Monkey that he's a cat and not a pit bull. But yeah, he was a great cat. Cats are a brotherhood, not unlike the bearded. Yep. We are a brotherhood that's strong. And oh yeah, it just popped into my mind while I'm thinking about it. You guys are going to be cordially invited to a little shindig. My chapter of my beard club is planning on hosting. We're probably going to do it in April of next year in the springtime. And we're going to have a beard competition, obviously. And I think we're going to have some bands with live music. And we will have vendors, as many as we can fit in the building, local vendors as well as beard product vendors. But I'm talking about a little bit of everything. And I went to this little market thing that my future daughter-in-law had a booth set up at, and I got cards from all the people, so they were interested in it. And the coolest ones was this husband and wife team. They're massage therapists, and they do chair massages. So they said, "Sure, we'd love to come to your event." And I've even got a beard barber who wants to come set up a chair, and he'll line guys up, do transparency trims, whatnot. And you never know. We might even get a tattoo artist or two at this. It'll be a whole smorgasbord. Okay, Amber, I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, that definitely sounds interesting. Doesn't sound too much different than nationals.
Well, this is maybe a little similar to it, but
Yeah.
it's going to have its own interesting twist. And the wizard, Mike Wiseman, Hemp Wizard, is helping me with this. He knows a lot more about this stuff than I do. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's the key to really accomplishing anything. You get as many people who know way more than you do to help. That way you look smarter, because you actually are smarter. You don't have to know all the answers. You just have to know where to find the answers.
Well, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, Smokey, I don't know what it is you want. And he typically ignores me until lights out, unless he's hungry and he got his food. I know he's happy. We ran out of their regular food, and we bought some cheap junk at a store that's name rhymes with Baldy, and neither cat wanted it. They wouldn't touch it. So they went like a couple of days, and then we got their usual cat food tonight, and they were killing each other trying to get to it to eat. Well, Jeffrey, if you can make it to our shindig, we've got a guy that, and proof positive of how good he is. I'm getting him to line me up and do a little transparency trim. I just haven't decided yet when exactly I'm going to do that, but we're going to go live doing that. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to mess it up on a live stream, because he and I are going to be helping each other get more subscribers, more viewers, whatnot. So, yeah. And I'm just doing a little transparency trim because I got to keep the length going for my Santa gig that I want to do this fall, or this winter, I should say.
Cool. Yeah, I was lucky to find a good barbershop near us. I could have sworn nobody knew how to cut a beard.
Well,
But they're an Old West themed barbershop, so it's kind of nice, and they know what they're doing.
yeah, it's surprisingly enough, we actually have several recommended beard barbers here in Lafayette that I never would have thunked it, but these are people that aren't advertising, and apparently they do great work because they're not advertising and they have clientele of their own. In fact, one guy only accepts appointments. There's no walk-ins, and he only accepts appointments on the Booksy app. And on Booksy, he's like the Booksy's number one guy on there, or number one account or whatever. And Must be pretty darn good.
Yeah, I went to a guy who only did on Booksy.
Yep. Well, that's one of the guys here in town. And yeah, small towns may not always get the best. Because I can remember growing up, our little small town, at its peak, I think maybe we had 1,000 people. I think that was the population. And there's the one barber shop there. And the old man that used to be the barber, God rest his soul, he played really good fiddle. I can tell you that much. But man, he used to butcher up my hair on a regular basis. And, once I got a little older, I started to understand why men who wear hats typically go to a barber shop, and they typically wear a hat to the barber shop, and then they wear a hat out of the barber shop because they're trying to hide the whack job. And that's when I went to never visiting a barber again. I was only going to get hairstylists, and my hairstylist had to fit a particular criteria. And any man who would cut my hair, I'd ask him, "Are you a barber or are you a hairstylist?" "I'm a barber." "Never mind." But now, maintaining this is just so easy.
Yep.
I know I'll get there one day.
And Jason, you said that you got some nicks and some bumps. What did you use to shave?
Well, that's what I was saying. I have a Brio head shaver, but since last night was graduation, I thought I'd break out my 5-blade Gillette razor, put a brand new cartridge in it, and yeah, it's just been so long since I used it. I don't think my head was ready for it again.
Well, what did you dry shave it or did you wet shave?
Oh no, I use lather. I use Nivea shave gel. And
Okay,
yeah, I have
that's what
shave
I
gel,
use when I use a blade.
but yeah, it was a 5. Well, actually, they were Equate brand 5-blade blades. They're not quite as good as Gillette's, but they're a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could feel a couple spots. I didn't see no blood, but there was a couple spots that felt a little tender. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I found that when I do use a blade, that it has to be 5 blades or more, because
Yeah.
my 3 blades that I used to use on my face, they can't handle the
No.
stubble up here.
Yeah,
But
and I've tried cheap throwaway, like even 2 blades, because they were cheap, and I thought, well, 2 blades, they're not going to pack full of hair so much, but they didn't cut near as close.
yeah, I've got multiple head shavers. My wife bought me one that I gave away, and then I got a freestyle. And then since then, I've had some kind of marketing director or something sends me a link every month or two. "Hey, do you want to try out a new shaver and do a review for us?" "Sure." So the first one was I got a 7-blade one, and a whole lot quicker shave than with a 5-blade. uh, Heads, not blades, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, the 7 was, it's like, wow, man. And that first one was great because you didn't have to pop each individual head open to clean it. It was magnetic. You just pull the whole thing off, tap it a little bit on the sink, rinse it, and you're done. But of course, the blades got dull after a time. And then the shaver itself, it just died. But I can order replacement heads for it, and it'll fit on any one of my cordless electric shavers, and since then I got another 7-header, but that one you got to pull each head off. And then this last one that I just did was an 8-head. In fact, that's what I used to shave today after my shower was the 8-head, and it seems to work pretty good.
No, I haven't tried any shave soaps at all. I just use squirt can stuff when I do shave, but yeah, I don't shave anymore. I just figured, special occasion, I'll go ahead and put the razor to it. Yeah, and I mean, I can already feel stubble. It's about as long now. Well, of course, that was last night, but it's already about as long as it would be if I just used the Brio. So.
And I saw that Freestyle is no, I'm sorry, it's not Freestyle. It's Freebird.
Yeah.
Freestyle is the blood glucose monitors. Freebird is releasing their new top of the line, whatever, head shaver, and I saw the preview for it, and they went from a 5-head setup to a 4-head setup, and it looks like it's a carbon copy of Skull Shavers models.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? And I'm not knocking Skull Shaver. I'm sure they're great, but for the price that they go, it's a little too rich for my blood. And I think that my Freebird and my other Chinese oddball shavers work just as well. And I know all of them say that you can use it in the shower. I've only tried it once, and with shaving cream, man, I didn't like how it kind of choked it up too much.
Yeah, I don't. I know Big Stu said he'll use shave cream with his, and I used a shave lotion from Angry Redhead one time with it, and Big Stu said just take it and run it underwater with it running, and it didn't clean it out as well. I just use it dry. I don't know. It's good enough.
That's typically what I do. I slap on some Williams electric pre-shave, which I've been using since I was 13. It's what my grandfather used. I'll throw that on if I'm not directly out of the shower. And then sometimes I put aftershave on afterwards. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll actually, I don't think I've ever put beard oil on my head, but I put beard butter before. And hey, Corey.
How you doing, Corey?
Corey.
Yeah, pretty decent night. No,
wow, Jeffrey.
No Mike tonight, but he's in the chat.
Yeah, Mike's lurking. Well, I don't know how good or bad Wild Willie's heated brush is, but I'm gonna start a video series in the not too distant future, and it's gonna change the way some men groom their beards, because I'm about to change the way I groom my beard. My wife was a cosmetologist, and she didn't go to barber school, but she knows a lot of tricks of the trade. And she's telling me, okay, this is what your first video should be, and then your second video. So we're going to do a video series about grooming the beard.
Okay.
And it'll be pretty cool, I think, because like I said, I'm learning the stuff about it, and I'll even post links to where you can get whatever it is that I'm using at the time.
Next time I'll get some Barbasol and try it, Big Stu. Because that Nivea, it's like a gel. It's not quite like Edge, but it's like a gel.
I actually like the Nivea. I bought a 2-pack of it, and I'm still in the first can of it, but I try not to use the blade too much. And you can tell that after this, I haven't used anything on my face in a long, long time.
Yep. The only little, just a little bit up here, I'll hit.
Yep.
That's it.
Well, I tried to line myself up like that with it's not, I can't even call it a real straight razor. It comes in a package in a contraption that makes it look like a straight razor, but these little blades, the replacement blades, they're flexible. I don't know what they are, but they're sharp as all get out because my wife tried first with it and sliced my cheek, and then okay, it healed a few weeks later. I tried again and I sliced this cheek, so I'm done with that.
Brad, the website is thebeardcalendar.com. Or you can catch Talking Beards on Tuesdays. They do a live stream, and then they just recently did a beard competition as well.
Lost power for a second.
Oh, we didn't even notice.
Yeah. My soundboard lost power. I don't know what's up with that.
Interesting.
Yeah. I see everybody in their brothers coming out with shave soaps, and I don't shave anymore. And and I'm in a couple of few groups on Facebook that it's grooming or soap related or whatever, and I just have a serious problem trying to like these posts that show, hey, this is what I'm shaving with today. No razors. Okay, I'm not familiar with the Badger hairbrush.
No.
That's the little soap brush I'm thinking about. You lather up your
Oh,
shave soap,
Oh, okay.
and then
Yeah, never got to do that. Never got to use one of those. And I've only got professionally shaved once, and that's before I grew my beard, obviously. I still had my mustache and my goatee, but I went to a hair place called Just for Him, and they did shaves. So I was like, okay, I want to get a shave. Man, I think it was like, I don't know, $30. And it was a straight razor shave, and it seemed pretty cool, but wasn't anything that I care to do again. I mean, wasn't bad, but wasn't good. Just
I've had my head straight razor shaved twice, and it's not. I mean, it's closer than like the Brio shaver, but it's still not as close as I would get it with a Gillette 5 blade. But it's
wow.
not all about the closeness; it's about the experience with all the towels and the lotions and the head massage and you get and stuff. That's what it's like when women go to the spa. That's the men's spa treatment, getting a head shave. And
Yeah.
that's how I look at it.
Well, if ever I get the chance to travel up to Utah to go visit Tyson over at Copper John's, I fully intend to go to his barber shop and get my head shaved.
Just don't let them do the nose waxing.
No. And Michael, it wasn't a dude that had the straight razor, it was a woman. So, and I was twice her size. So I figured, yeah, I'll bleed out, but I'll hurt her before. Just kidding. Nair on your head. I used Nair, I think, once on my legs when I was in high school, and I did not like the way that felt. I can't imagine putting that on my head.
yeah. I don't think he was I forget the story there. I know he's told it.
I think it was the basketball team, wasn't it? The whole team was going to
Something
do it,
like that.
and most of them chickened out or something.
Yeah, I'm sure there's always a story behind comments like that.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
No comment. Blank face.
Yeah, Brewer says it was a basketball thing.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do any basketball things. We did do one or two football things, but there are also things that can't be discussed here and are better left in the past.
When I started going bald, my mom says, "What happened?" She goes, "You used to have such thick hair," and I did as a kid. I had long, thick hair. And then, like, when I played football, talking about football, every summer I'd get a crew cut, and that was a big thing. But yeah, I just get about a number one or number two maybe, and just get the crew cut, just cut it all off. It was way better in the helmet for sure.
And we're going to tell you the truth, Tyson. My mic works for the Bearded Respect because they use Restream, not StreamYard.
How you doing, Tyson? Michael is in the chat technically. He's traveling, I believe it's to Virginia for a wedding.
And there my lurker comes in again.
And he'll probably be out again next week because he's going on vacation. I believe it's next week.
Wow, you guys get vacations? That's cool, man.
He works for the VA.
Oh, I thought he was going on vacation, a Bearded Respect vacation.
No.
Yeah, because I was going to say, man, if you guys offer vacation, I've already got my Medicare. I don't need many benefits. Maybe I'll try to get a job.
No, next weekend I'm heading to Michigan for a beard competition. That's closest to the vacation I'll get.
Yeah, I'm real big on staycations. Been that way most of my life, unfortunately.
I hear you, Kevin. The thing I got to watch out for now is like the 4-inch grinders, because I've seen pictures of guys getting their beard caught in the grinding wheel. So I got to watch that. And the lathe, I got to watch the lathe when I do something on it. But yeah, you got to watch that stuff.
Supposedly we have to have Amber on the stream opening candy.
Interesting. And yeah, Jason, I'm guessing that where you work, grinders aren't allowed that don't have a guard on them, correct?
Well, my grandpap started the business, so it's just a little family business. So, and I have my own. I bought a battery powered grinder from the Snap-on guy, so I don't have to worry about cords. And no, we take the guards off. Guards get in the way.
I worked in the oil field, and when I was working in safety, yeah, the grinders without a guard were thrown away because just too much risk. And part of working in safety is risk management and risk assessment. And yeah, I've seen some of the horror stories and heard the horror stories. Like a guy called in, he cut off some of his toes. Something fell on his foot while he was up on his trailer unloading, and I said, "Where were your steel toe boots?" "Oh, they're in the truck." A lot of good they did in there. There's a reason for these safety things. But yeah, please be careful around that, Jason, because, man, I've seen some things that I can never unsee that can happen, and I'd hate for anything like that to happen to you.
Well, I'll tell you, a month or so ago, we had a new guy start. Fresh out of welding school. Well, my daughter could weld better than him. But anyway, within about a week's span, he had 2 accidents. And one was he was running a shear. Well, both of them were shear related. Shear cut steel. The first one, he was getting another lift of steel with the fork truck. Now, we don't have formal training, but I've noticed it, and I told him, and my brother has told him, you got to keep your load low when you're traveling. He was coming out of one door, garage door, an overhead door. He was coming out of one door to go around the corner and come in the other. And the door he was going to be coming into is where our plasma table is, and I was running it. And my daughter comes in. She was outside tearing apart skids, the 10-foot skids that the sheets come on. She comes in and she says, well, how'd she word it? She said something like the fork truck is tipped up. Something. I forget how she worded it.
That already sounds bad.
I said, did you do it? She goes, no, but it's tipped up. So I walk around the corner, and there he is. He's laying on the ground, and I says, are you okay? Yeah, he hit his head on the roll cage. But he had that fork truck ass end up.
Yep.
And I says, so I went and got another fork truck, because if I would have just started letting the forks down, as it come down, it would have came out from under the steel and slammed.
Yep.
So I went and got another fork truck, got under the ass end, lowered it down some, lowered this down, back and forth, and got it back down. And evidence, and my daughter took a picture of it. But it's obvious that he had the load way too high. And he come out of that door, and it has a little bit of a grade down, and some of the concrete's busted up there a little bit. And he come down, and I know he hit the little pothole, and it was a brand new lift of steel, not unbanded yet. And so it was a heavy load, and it just went, and he flew up and hit his head. So after it was all said and done, I asked him, I says, did you learn anything? Yeah. I said, do you know what you did wrong? He said, apparently everything. I said, no. I said, you had your load entirely too high. Like I said, in the picture, the forks were probably, at least at 5 foot.
Oh, hell.
I said, you only need to be about a foot off the ground. Now if you're, and you're supposed to back down a grade, but it's just a short, low grade. You got to be up a little bit, or your load's going to hit the ground before you come back up. But I said, you were entirely too high. And he was pissed about it, and he says, well, I wasn't properly trained. And I said, well, you've been told before to keep your load low. Yeah. Well, then I was off. Why was I off? I was off another. I think I had a morning appointment. That's what it was. I had a morning doctor's appointment, and I come in. His truck was there, but he was nowhere to be found. And then I find out later he damn near cut the tip of his finger off because he was pushing a sheet of material into the back gauge there was more sticking out than what was on the bed of the shear. So when he was pushing it in, the sheet tipped up, and there's hold downs with guards around the hold downs, and then there's a finger guard that goes the whole length of it. And what it did was it tipped up, and he caught his finger. It pinched his finger against the finger guard. And I got a picture of that one too. And it damn near cut it. It's just about all cut off. There was a little bit of fingernail left. And he come in, and I asked him, I said, did they try to leave that fingernail to see if it would grow back? He goes, yeah, but it's fallen off, so he ain't gonna have a fingernail. But I thought he was a Marine, but didn't do this stuff in the service, but after he got out through the GI Bill and whatever, he went to welding school. But that's the kind of person it's not a good fit. That's not his cup of tea. So he did wind up quitting. He got another job, but yeah, accident waiting to happen.
I'd love to see that forklift picture.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I remember one of the vendors when I was still driving. I don't remember which service company it was, but they had a big old, it was full-size poster that they had posted on a wall, and I don't remember, I guess in a warehouse, and it had a little picture of a forklift, and it said, "Keep it low and drive it slow."
Yeah.
And the last company I worked for, you had to get certified with the forklift to be able to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy that would come over, and you'd watch a little video, take a little quiz, and then you'd actually go out, get on the forklift, and before you got on the forklift, you had to point out all the different working parts and stuff like that. And when you said the guy was on the ground, I was like, okay, then obviously he didn't put on his seatbelt. And probably would have been worse if he had his seatbelt on. He'd have been stuck in that forklift, but
yeah,
I don't know. You say that the hauling steel, is that coils of steel, Jason?
No, it's already sheared. We don't have a coil line or nothing, so we ordered in sheared. It's
so it's
sheared.
just plates.
Yeah, it's usually. I mean, it was gauge material, so it was. I mean, it could have been anywhere from 20 gauge to 14 gauge galvanized is what he was shearing, because we do a lot of work for the metal studding industry, and so we bend a lot of stuff for them. And yeah, so it's either 20, 18, 16, or 14 gauge. Sometimes we'll get into some 12 or 10 gauge, but that's some pretty heavy stuff for the metal studding industry.
Yeah.
So
I'm familiar with the gauges because my best friend does metal roofing as a sideline thing. And yeah, the biggest he's talked about putting on somebody's roof was like I think 24 gauge.
yeah, that's pretty thin. Yeah, it's I really anything under 20 I hate working with because it's just too damn flimsy.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll since everybody's talking all the OSHA stuff in the chat, maybe I'll come visit and give y'all a free OSHA clinic or something like that. I'm not. I mean, technically, I'm not certified for it, but I'm certifiable.
Yeah, I don't disagree with OSHA, but there's a lot of things that I don't do that I probably should, but it inhibits me, so I don't want to do it.
Well, I'd say the same thing that I used to tell drivers when after I got out of the truck and went to work in safety. For every stupid thing, and they complain about this at every safety meeting. Oh man, another what is this? What is this notice about this warning? And I tell them, look, for every stupid thing that you hear come from us telling us for you not to do, somebody did it. That's why
Yep.
we're sending this out. And my favorite thing to ask was, what's the first thing you notice on the back of a bottle of antifreeze? Do not drink. Why did they put that on the back of the bottle of antifreeze? Because somebody was stupid enough to try to drink it.
Yep.
Well, just like coffee cups now, they say, caution, it may be hot. Well, no shit, it's coffee. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
But-
because a lady sued McDonald's because of hot
Yeah.
coffee.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like safety glasses. I wear regular glasses now with a safety lens, but I hated wearing safety glasses because I had great vision, and looking through safety glasses skewed my vision, and I would get a headache. I hated it. So I don't wear them if I didn't have these. I wouldn't wear them. Even grinding, I wouldn't care.
Yeah. Well, it's better, I find, because I wear glasses. I'm nearsighted. I can only see things up close. Can't see far away. But anyway, I found it's much better and easier to get prescription safety glasses than to wear the cover up safety glasses that go over your own glasses, because those are just irritating as all get out.
Yeah. Now, one thing I do, like when I'm running that plasma table, you got to wear your shade 5 lens. But the one pair that we have, they fit over my glass, so I could put them on and they'll rest. So I mean, I do wear them for that, but like clear safety glasses, I don't wear them.
And my problem is I didn't wear clear safety glasses or any kind of safety glasses. I wore my regular prescription glasses doing weed eating, and that's why my glasses are ruined and all scratched up. But I live in an apartment now, so I don't have to worry about that. And yes, Mike, if you're still listening in, it's called weed eating, no matter the brand. Yes, I still remember that.
We were at a Home Depot when this guy bought a weed whacker. Becky's like, oh, he just bought a weed whacker.
Must have been up north. It's the same way with copy machines. For years, everybody said they were going to go Xerox something. Well, yeah, Xerox makes, I guess they're still in existence. I don't know. But yeah, Xerox made copy machines, but so did all kind of other companies. But Xerox was the first one that became really popular. So that's why it was called Xeroxing.
Just like facial tissues, they're all Kleenex.
Yes. And then there's the good Kleenex, and there's the bad Kleenex, and the cheap Kleenex. But I don't think I've ever heard anybody speak about the good and the bad and the cheap Charmin.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that could be a whole show topic. Words that have been created because of a name brand.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that, Kevin. Yeah.
Why would you use Gorilla Glue on your hair?
Did you guys ever see that video? OMG, that was like somebody said earlier in the comments, common sense isn't so common. Well,
I must not have seen that video.
yeah, yeah. I'm not getting to go there. And then, there's the box that has on the bottom of the box, do not turn over. Well, then how are you supposed to read that on the bottom of the box unless you turn it over? Yes, Amber, John Wayne TP is horrible. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, you wouldn't, well, you might understand, but it'd take too long to explain.
Except where Jason lives.
Yeah. Yeah, string trimmer is technically correct also.
Yeah. Well, my wife, when I was telling her about the episode, she says it's weed eating too, but she found an ad on Home Depot for a Husqvarna weed eater. So she sent me that picture. It's called a weed eater. I said,
Oh,
well,
really? Husky name one?
yeah. So I said, well, actually, I said they're technically called string trimmer. She goes, yeah, most of them were, but that was the only one that said weed eater, so that's why I sent it to you.
And honestly, I have no clue which brand was actually the first, but I just know weed eater was the most popular.
Yeah, it was
Taken all the way back to the 70s.
That's because they sold in Walmarts and big box stores.
I remember they were the first ones that came out with electric weed eaters.
Yeah.
And you'd need like, I don't know, a million miles of extension cord for it. But my grandfather had one, boy. He was all proud of it, brand new, and he had his 200-foot extension cords to wrap around the house for it. That's right, Kevin. Weed eater is for weed eating. That's right.
But it doesn't eat them.
No, but it buzzes the living poop out of them.
Yeah, wax them.
Yeah, just don't try those little plastic blades, because I tried that one time and they didn't last through the entire trimming. And it was also with a gas-powered weed eater. It was actually a gas-powered weed eater brand weed eater. And yeah, I was trying to clean up the sidewalks. Man, wore those poor little blades down to nothing.
Oh my.
Yeah. Peanut butter, Jif. Yep.
Peter Pan, or better yet, Reese's. Reese's makes a great peanut butter.
Okay. Here he wants to start another one. Is it a snow blower or snow thrower?
I know nothing about that.
He lives in the South. He doesn't need one.
Anytime I see white stuff on the ground, it means somebody spilled.
It's a blower.
Now, yeah, we have blowers, but it has nothing to do with snow. It has to do with lawn trimmings and clippings. And it's also a really good electric, well, if you have electric or if you have gas powered, it's a really good broom. Saves you a lot of time. You just can't use a dustpan with it. Yeah, Tino, I don't know anything about that, man. I just know I learned the hard way up in West Virginia. in the month of December, never, ever pass up the snowplow on the interstate. I thought everything was groovy cool. He was going too slow. And then all of a sudden, the whole highway disappeared. But yeah, in fact, that was in your great state, Jason, up there in PA.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't in PA yet. We were on our way up to PA, but that was in West Virginia. My wife got on her phone and she had this app that told you every exit or something or other. I don't remember what it was, but she found that there was a rest area 3 miles ahead. We pulled into there, waited for the snow plow to catch up, and then waited another 30 minutes for him to get a good enough lead.
All right, Michael. Good night. Good talking with you. Great chat tonight.
Yeah,
Almost definitely.
we're probably going to wind this down anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
After
People
2.5
talking like
hours.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, Amber, well, Kevin said, yeah, it used to snow here. They live in Illinois. But yeah, Pennsylvania, we used to get snow too. When I was a kid, I had to walk, a mile through 10 feet of snow to get to the school bus, but
And it was uphill
seriously,
both ways, barefoot.
yeah. But seriously, yeah, we used to get a ton of snow, and I think I plowed the driveway once this past winter. And in the winter before, I don't think I did it once. Yeah, there's just the snows are petering out, but
Oh, we got plenty.
yeah.
Yeah, there's other areas of the country that's making up for the snow you're not getting.
Yeah.
Or so I've heard. Okay, well.
But I mean, I got a couple. I don't know if I still have that picture or not. But my dad, he had a tractor. It was a New Holland, and it was kind of a backwards tractor, where it was made just like a tractor, but it was reversed. The engine was in the back, and you sat up front, almost like one of those Toro Groundmaster type things. But it was a New Holland, and he had a 6-foot mower deck that would go on it, and then I think it was a 60-inch snow blower on it. Wow. And I had some pictures where the snow was higher than the blower. Wow. And then a couple, probably 3 or 4 years ago, we had a pretty good snow, and my brother called me. He said, "Hey," he said, "bring your tractor to work." He said, we need to move some snow. So yeah, we moved a lot of snow. We were probably outside for 3 or 4 hours moving snow that day. And it was pretty good. But yeah. But yeah, I'll as soon as we get off here by you, I'll send you a picture of that forklift.
Okay, add it to my collection.
Yeah, I mean, I sent it. I play a game, and they have alliances, and there's like 30 people, and there's 2 guys that are pretty good friends I'm with that we're in a chat, and I sent that picture to them. I says, do you guys know what he did wrong to make this happen? And the first guy, he's the same age as me. He goes, he had his load too high. I said, exactly. He knew right away. He could tell just by where the forks were and how it was tipped. You'll see. As soon as you see it, you'll say, oh, my Jesus.
Kevin, I don't know if I'll get rich off of it, but yeah, looks like I can make a few videos. And I finally figured out what it is.
Yeah, maybe you can teach her how to play piano.
Yeah, I figured out what it is. My wife shut the door, and he wants to get out. He doesn't like closed doors. If you close the door, I I don't know. He just doesn't like it. I've had a dog or two that were like that. That couldn't stand in the door to be closed. And he wants to
Yeah.
go out. And he'll come right back into the room, but he wants to go out of the room.
Mhm. Doesn't want to feel trapped.
Yeah. Cat wants his own show. Yeah.
Well, guys, we're gonna call it a night. Catch us next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. As we talk with Bearded Death.
Good night, everyone.
We'll catch you next week.
Good night, folks. The Bearded Kitty signing out. That could be a new beard company. Oh man, that was pretty cool. That was fun.